We've been looking at a more incremental approach, so that you sustain an energy industry on the Severn over multiple projects, starting at a fairly small scale, but still big in energy terms. So 600 megawatts producing 1.2 terawatt hours per year, for example. Learning from the experience of operating that then informs the subsequent larger scheme, which might be a larger lagoon or it might be a tidal fence. It also allows time for the development of more innovative technologies, which we all know take time. But you could see a picture on the Severn, say in 40, 50 years' time, of a number of different projects, different technologies, really bringing out, delivering that sort of 15 to 20 terawatt hours per year of electricity production from the Severn.
Did I hear you say the kind of proposition for the Stepping Stones project would be the largest tidal lagoon in the world?
Yep, the very first one that we're proposing, although there's also Swansea Bay, which is 250 megawatts, but if you've started, let's say Swansea Bay started and then you did Stepping Stones at 600 megawatts, Stepping Stones would be the largest tidal energy plant in the world. Be a great symbolic value to the UK to have a tidal power scheme of that size in the estuary, knowing that there is further potential to develop other lagoons and tidal fences and tidal stream arrays in that estuary.
The marine energy kind of technology community on the industrial side is ready for this.
Yes, we had a meeting with industry a couple of weeks ago, drawn from all sectors of the tidal power industry, and they certainly saw great value in a more incremental approach. I think the industry has all seen the fact that we do numerous studies on the very large barrage schemes, but nothing ever gets built. All of this needs to be done in tune with the environment, in tune with the environmental interests, in tune with the commercial interests of the Severn. So really what we're trying to do is deliver a potential solution that all stakeholders' interests are aligned, and the chance then of something being done is very much greater.
The next few decades will reveal huge competition over basic fundamental resources for life, of which energy, water and food are the standout examples, and they are all interconnected, they're all related. So how we organise our markets, our governance systems, our incentives around how to bring about greater resource efficiency, greater resource productivity, will, I think, be a paramount challenge for our society in the coming decades. Perhaps surprisingly, having spent over 20 years working on environment and development issues, I retain optimism that it's possible for a shift of consciousness to take place, for enterprises to grow around resource productivity, and for regions to find new development paths that are genuinely sustainable, where economy and environment are not in conflict, where the natural resource base is properly valued, and where human scale developments can take place, where there's a greater harmony between how people live and the way in which resources are consumed. So yes, I think there's opportunity here. If you look at the resource base that we are discussing here, the Severn Estuary, it's an incredibly rich natural resource. It has a great cultural history. It has a great economic history. There is brain power available for transformations to take place. It has always been, at least in the economic history of the United Kingdom, connected to the world at large. There is an outward-looking perspective here. So whatever is pioneered, developed, turned into some kind of rich economic base here in the Severn Estuary, you can imagine being learned from and applied and distributed and exported to the rest of the world.
Yeah, I think we're on the point of a global revolution like the Industrial Revolution, and it's how do we remain competitive economically, but how do we actually start improving our natural assets, which the estuary is absolutely rich in, rather than having them to decline. And this is about actually making sure we've got a long-term vision for the economy and the environment. You can have a world-class economy with a world-class environment, and in fact you can't have one without the other, and that is where we need to go next. And this Actually, it's a simple base of fact, but it's a fact of life is we've only got one home. It's called the planet, and if you don't start with that, you're heading for a car crash, and that's essentially exactly in the estuary. This is a natural system, huge flows of energy, and the transport, sediment transport, all of those things underpin both the natural environment and the economy.
Great, and a step forward. Could you feel that in the room today?
Yes, I think so. I definitely saw sort of people running out the door to kind of sign up to the next stage. So I think there is a step forward, and I think it now needs to keep that momentum going forward. If I was looking at it, I would want to create a vision so that everybody is aligned in terms of where to go next. And once having created that, then work out what the work streams are to really get it moving.
Thanks so much, Julia.